It's week 2 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the 49ers and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. Those defense for the Packers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Escaping the pressure right. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. Lance, a handoff here to Mostert. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. On play action, Lance. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. In last week's game for Kittle, there are the numbers. 5 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Now a play fake. Lance winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there for the Niners. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And we knew that they tried to attack the secondary, but I'm not sure that we thought they'd do it right on the first drive of the game. But here they saw an opportunity, seized it, and it's a big play right off the bat.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now a give, right side. It's Mitchell. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Lance looking to throw it. Toward the pylon, caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. And I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory, or might he go for it?
Mostert is in. Touchdown, 49ers. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On play action, Love to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. To throw now. Here's Love. Man open, that's WK2 complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Finding some room at midfield. Touchdown! Packers! Aaron Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. You think about the great running backs in the game today. I don't know if Aaron Jones is a name that comes immediately to mind, but it should, evidenced by that run there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Point after here coming up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26.
Offside. Defense.
They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage, so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
Play action, now it's Lance. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. And Lance going to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one, because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down the middle. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect. and he executed so well.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
70 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Here's Jones again on second down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
On first down, it's Jones. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground. But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. Here's Lance. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about and took it to the house.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Lance. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Lance rolling to his right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw, it's Lance. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And they'll go for it. Lance, flush to his right. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a give right side. It's Mitchell. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And Lance now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Being chased out left. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Trey Lance, his 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Sly on for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Working out of the gun, Love. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is good. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the visiting Broncos who were able to come in and get the road victory. Teddy Bridgewater, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster. Well over 100 yards with 2 touchdown catches to boot. And one final game to highlight. It's Monday Night Football, and they've got a good one this week between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners, and they were able to have some success throwing the football against the secondary. Look for that to continue as they try to break this deadlock. Meanwhile, for the Packers, we get a look at their numbers on the ground in that first half, as they'll be looking to rev things up here in a tie ball game. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime, but the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
First down, going to the air with Love. And he's got his big tight end here. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Love going to give this one to Jones.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On 1st and 10, Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 94 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Love now. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 17-yard line.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his second TD of the game, his sixth on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Well, he's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Love now to pass on first down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
On third down, Love. This one swung out here to Jones. So nothing doing there, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So a nice kick there as they were able to hang on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Steps away to his left. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Lance now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary in there to bury it for a loss of 11.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On play action, Lance. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the fourth and final quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. First down, Love to pass. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. Touchdown, Packers! QT, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on fourth down. And now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the fourth quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And this certainly has not been the start to the season that they were hoping for. Well on their way to an 0-2 start. And they go to work again here now in this fourth quarter. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film out.
Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear video evidence to the contrary. And I give these officials a lot of credit. Such a tough and demanding job. You and I both know that. Yeah, they make the right call way more often than they get it wrong.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Lance looking to throw it. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The Niners on third down. They've hit 4 and 7. This is 3rd and 10. Lance looks to throw again. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That's to his running back, complete. And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Now it's taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 49 yards. And the Packers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Aaron Jones, not one of the bigger backs in the league, 5'9", 208, but he's definitely what you'd call a downhill runner. And he's able to shed the tacklers there for good yardage.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Extra point attempt to come here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now a play fake. Lance. This will be caught at Samuel. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Buying time to his left. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action, now it's Lance. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 24-yard line. Now Lance again. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And they fake the handoff, now Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers get a score closer.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll look to throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. But it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Here's Love. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Love with it here, 3rd and short yardage. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. Touchdown! A big play there, 74 yards. And the Packers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, for a tight end, he can definitely motor. He shows off the wheels there after the catch as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 23. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
We've been around this league for a while. Many coaches never put their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught inside the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's Lance. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen despite the amount of pressure.
That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
He's got it. So they convert the 2 that keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee goes Love, and that should be the final act of this football game.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. Big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Packers, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they really sleepwalk through this one as they fall to defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the 49ers and the Raiders, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
On first down, Carr. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A big play there on the first play of the game. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Carr. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Carr, he'll look downfield for Waller. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
As a general rule, Quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
Flush to his right. He's got a first down past the 30, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run, and I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's exactly what you're looking for, the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Lance. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. Well, this defense for the Raiders, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off of play action, here's Lance. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On first down, Mitchell. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Now Lance on the bootleg. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Certainly worth noting he's now one catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
So check on Jacobs from a week ago. 18 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. This officially a 55-yard attempt. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with 4th down and 1. And the first play will be a field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Second down and 8. To throw, it's Lance. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So a wise decision there defensively. They get the spot pushed back, and now it's not a first down. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there for the Raiders. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Shotgun now for Carr. Throw left side, taken in by Hill.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Mitchell. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On play action, Lance. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Lance. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Mitchell, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance eluding the pressure right. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Flushed out right. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. And they'll go for it. Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied here in the second quarter. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turn into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. That ball caught, Brandon Ayuk. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. Kendrick Bourne, a touchdown reception. From there, we fly east to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Michael Thomas, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Now a give right side. Mitchell. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Max Crosby in there to bury him for a loss of 11. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Back near his goal line. Here's Lance. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
Now the big play pushes him all the way out to the 40 now for first down. On first down, it's Mitchell. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd and 7, Lance. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Throwing his Lance on third down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. 2nd and 10. Lance going to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, There's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation. That's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Lance able to find Mostert, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Raiders pick it up. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well, so now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic, but downfield in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he's going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, let's just go and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Now, 1st down run with Jacobs going to be well-read defensively as they'll stop him for a loss of a couple.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Carr going to get this to Jacobs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Right there, 54.
once again, the Raiders are back out in front.
Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop it.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. The Niners on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Once again, it's Mostert. Mostert hit and he drops the ball.
And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
Following the fumble recovery, Carr. The open man here, run throw. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
And second and inches at the 15-yard line.
And now Waller going to have a chance to run this. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Now Carr. And Hill with it over the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And McManus able to put it through.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
Taking it about the 1.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Trey Lance and the 49ers set to go back on offense here. Well, the situation very simple here. Late game, down 7. They've got to get it in the end zone.
And the best players know how to be calm in these situations because you know right now his pulse is like a jackhammer. So how does he rein it in, make sure the team has a little bit of calm, coupled with that sense of urgency, got to walk that line a little bit, but get it downfield in order to score, and then put the pressure on the guy who kicks the ball because he could tie the game.
It's been a fun game. It all comes down to this. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw taken in by Samuel.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles, and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs. Wiggles free. And he's taken down inside the 30. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. And they take a knee. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Las Vegas, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And next week, they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they fall to defeat for the 2nd time this season. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.